First of all, I don't believe in all this we stuff, we the sector. There's just over 8,500 registered Irish charities at the moment. A majority of them are making efforts to improve trust in that they're compliant with the law, they're registered, they've done what's required, and there's a number amount of them that are decreasing trust because they haven't done what's required, and they should be held accountable, and I will hold them to account. So we are going to put our register in place so that the media, the public, that everyone can see what each individual registered Irish charity is up to, who's running it, and how they're spending their money. Good charities doing good work in compliance with the law will welcome that and will have nothing to fear. Charities that aren't compliant, that aren't well run, they will have something to fear because the ordinary people can then look and see what's going on. So I think that idea of the register, to give you an example, we took 700 or so in conjunction with, since I was here last at this last conference, we've taken over 700 charities off the register because their level of compliance would not increase public trust and confidence. They weren't doing what was required and they're gone. Some were good people, had a good time doing good work, but they weren't compliant now and they were decreasing trust, they're gone. In that time, we have registered over 800 charities, good people who want to come in to these, I don't believe in crisis. I've lived in the world for 50 years now. The world evolves, it goes around, it goes into different shapes. Console is dead. Pieta House is vibrant and trusted. So we just have to be careful how we frame things. So the register is going to be critical, and people need to really be aware of that. We're going to be campaigning to the public to check the register. I suppose in a nutshell, and my head of engagement will have the final decision, but my simple thing is support our report. I want you to support vibrant charities that are doing a good job. I want you to report to me organisations that aren't registered. And you know what? There's a lot of organisations out there that think they're doing good work that maybe be creating negativity around the sector and that it can't be trusted, charities can't. Because there's still organisations out there that aren't registered. And we have the information. We have the capability now to monitor. We have the capability to scrape data. Now we're going to improve our systems. And just to say to you, if you are a trustee or a member of one of those not-for-profit organisations that has a charitable purpose and that has a public good, the fact that when you're not registered, we will be targeting you. And that will it might lead to confidence in that we as the regulator are doing our job, but you're not doing charities any favours. So I just need people to think about that. I've had conversations with people over the last year, and the amount of people that say that to me, there's this here, there's that there, and they're obviously a charity. Well, do you know what? If they're obviously a charity, tell them that, and tell them that they're going to bring other charities into disrepute unless they're in compliance with the law. I suppose, so the register is going to be really, really important. The second point is that well-intentioned, well-informed and engaged trustees are the key. We need to target these individuals for support. We need to make sure that they're capable in their job. You look at all the things that have happened over the years. People haven't been looking at what's the governance like or what's this, that or the other. What they're basically saying is there was this small group of people who robbed the money from the charity and the charitable purpose. They were self-serving individuals who put their personal needs before the charitable purpose. That's the pattern. Not all the other, I won't say Mickey Mouse stuff, but all the small things. So that's what we need to be clear about. The moment there's about 27,000 trustees, I want to be absolutely make sure that those people are well-intentioned, well-informed and engaged. We will support them 100%. The regulator would support. I've had trustees this year come to me with alleged theft and fraud, and we have supported them 100%. We won't go to the media. We won't breach a trust. We will support them to protect their charity. That said, people who aren't well informed, move on. This is not the place. You're going to create a lack of trust. If you don't know what you're doing, nobody trusts a person who doesn't know what they're doing, no matter how well-intentioned they are. Then if your intentions are around promoting yourself, your career, your business, your private interests, get out as well. You should be in a charity because you're interested in public benefit and charitable purpose. So we will be concentrating on that. In the next few weeks, we're issuing a suite of guidance. So first guidances that we're looking at are internal financial controls. But the reason we're doing that is based on a couple of our investigations. The reason the charity suffered, the purpose and the beneficiaries suffered, was the controls weren't in place by the trustees. So we're going to put that there for them. We're also going to set out for people what their duties are as a trustee, not in language that you would need to be Beckett to understand, in simple language. You know, this is a job of integrity. It's a job of trust, and it's a job of care. And we want to put out to people, this is what you need to be doing. It's not that complicated. You know, it really isn't that hard. And I can guarantee you, anyone here worked in charities for many years. I've sat on boards and committees where someone has stood or has spoken, where they're either talking nonsense or you can tell that the interest of the charity isn't what they're on about. And you trustees need to be supported to have the integrity to stand up to that. We have not done enough in terms of trust, but a significant amount of people have. I, as a regulator in my team, we are going to put in place a proportionate framework that charities, individual charities, can adhere to. I want people to be very clear. I'm not interested in quangos, red tape, or burden. I'm interested in an amount of people doing a good job in a proportionate infrastructure. So when you hear all this stuff about the burden of regulation, we have not put any burden of regulation on charities yet. Trust me on that. And we need to get our thoughts right. If there's a burden, a commissioning burden of getting the money and all the information you need, people need to say that. So we just need to think, people in charities and thought leaders need to also think about what they're saying and how they project out about the sector. I can absolutely tell you now, if you were a trustee of a charity and you are well-intentioned, well-informed and engaged, if you run into any trouble, you can actually get on that, Lewis, come down to my office and come in, and I guarantee you, if I'm in that office, I'll sit there and support you. If, as David said, people bury their heads in the sand, they keep up bad practice, I'll find you also, actually, because we're building the system to actually monitor that. It might be a matter of time, but it is only time that's the difference. So I really do think that, you know, I mean, my children, I bring them out and, you know, they don't read the stuff I read. They're interested in walking around Nace Racecourse for Pieta House, or they're interested in some hedgehog charity in North Dublin and how you could help that. And sure, Daddy, it's not that far. Couldn't you drive me, you know? So I do think we have to be careful not to self-catastrophize. Another example is schools are charities. In the modern age, school providing a charitable purpose for the public benefit, they're up at 80%. What are schools doing? What's Pieta House doing? But I suppose as an individual charity, you need to be doing your NFP. You need to be checking who trusts you. And you know what? If they don't trust you, I think they're right. If I don't trust you, I'm not going to support you either. So look, thanks. We will work together and we'll get this right. And I can guarantee as a regulator, our board and our staff are absolutely committed to a vibrant, trusted sector.